Okay then, Rob, so we've got the fly in the water now. You're going to say to me now, what do we do once the fly's in the water? Well, a lot of people's idea of fly fishing is a little fly sitting on the surface of the water and the fish comes and takes it.
That was always my idea.
Yeah. In the real world, yes, dry fly fishing if the conditions are right, but most of the time we're fishing subsurface, as we are now with a damsel nymph. So we have to retrieve that fly, we have to pull it in. There's a few basic retrieves. Again, rod low to the water, tip down at the water. In that sense, everything's in a straight line. If a fish pulls on there, you'll feel it straight to the rod tip, okay? And this is, we do a slow pulling retrieve. All the time we're doing those little slow pulls like that, that fly's lifting and dropping, okay?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so that's a slow retrieve. When you get to about that sort of distance, use the rod to lift. Don't pull all the fly line into the rod. Use the rod to lift up. You can see the fly there coming in, there's nothing after it, and then back into another cast. We will then look at...
Make that look so easy.
So now we'll try a slightly faster retrieve. Again, everything in a straight line. Point the rod at the water and at the fly. Anything pulls that, we'll feel it straight away. Now we'll do a faster retrieve, okay? Faster, twitchy retrieve. All the time. That's keeping that fly nearer to the surface. The faster you retrieve, the higher in the water the fly stays, okay? So a slower retrieve will fish your fly deeper. A faster retrieve will bring it up near to the surface. And again, lift, have a look at the fly. There's nothing after it. So again, back into another cast, nice and controlled. Okay, back out into that wind. Right, another very, very popular retrieve is the figure of 8. It's very popular with nymphs, a slow, steady, continuous retrieve. And the figure of 8 is just basically a loop of line, turn your hand, a loop of line. All that time I'm doing that now, that line is constantly moving at a nice, slow, steady pace, okay?
So that nymph will just be struggling just above the bottom.
Yeah, gently moving along. And again, vary it every now and then. 2 or 3 little twitches, just a little bit of life, something a little bit different that sometimes will trigger a take. But again, at all times, keep that rod tip pointing at the water so as everything's in a straight line. Any kind of movement on that fly line, you'll feel it straight away here. A lot of people stand there with a big loop of line from the tip of the rod. You haven't got the feel to the actual fly with that holding the rod above the water like that. And back out there again. One other thing that I really want to mention when we're doing retrieving that I hadn't thought of is this index finger is very important, okay? Because that is your control over the line, okay? As I've said earlier, we don't use the reel a lot. I certainly don't. I play fish by hand. But this index finger here is your control, okay? This hand underneath that index finger and you're pulling. If a fish takes, you just trap it with your index finger and lift into the fish, okay? So control with the index finger, everything in a nice straight line, and just do a nice steady, vary it as well. You know, put some life into the fly. Don't keep everything the same, vary it. If you're not getting any kinds of response from the fish, do something a little bit different.
I've got a feeling you're going to catch a fish on this retrieve.
I hope so. So would you like to have a go at that?
Oh yeah, I'll catch the fish.
Okay.
So if I just, the figure of 8 is just...
That's it, yeah. And try and point your rod at the line, that's good. Everything's in a nice straight line now. If anything pulls on that fly, you'll feel the take straight away.
Okay.
But that's good, yeah? Figure of 8. Some people keep the line in their hand. I personally don't like to do that. It tends to create sort of tangle. Just turn your hand and drop the line like as you are doing.
The other one is just a...
That's it. That's a faster, twitchier retrieve.
Yeah. And
that's it, yeah. All the time you're doing that, that fly's pulsating, the tail's kicking on the fly. Just that little bit of something that might spur the fish into having a snap at that fly.
And just slowly up.
Up, yeah. That's it, and into your cast. Punch the tip of that rod, that's nice. Good. That's good. A little bit difficult into this wind, but it's out there, mate.